So first, I want to thank you guys for coming in so early. I realize some jet lag probably sitting over there. But great discussion. So I'll take some questions in a minute. I do want to feed a couple, right? Softballs. But I wanted to ask Ian, in his opinion, not necessarily the same as everyone else at Amazon, what is the significance of building a million-core cluster? I mean, what does that mean? What not just what were the drivers, but the significance and the message that you were hoping to accomplish?
Well, I think showing a million cores gives an idea of the way that both Univa Grid Engine and AWS can scale. Again, the significance of 1 million, it's a big number. It's a round number. People like big round numbers. The whole reason we're chasing, the exaflop era and not the 512 petaflop era is because it's a nice round number, and people like nice round numbers. So, but what is the real significance will be when we demonstrate more capabilities around what is the actual work that's being done, what is the science that's being accomplished, what is the research that's being advanced by using that large of a cluster. And that's where I think we'll see the real advances.
Great, thank you. So Duncan, you mentioned a few things about math, the management libraries and the CUDA and stuff like that people can take and use. And this may sound like an odd question, but a lot of the applications that we see in our customers, not all, but many, seem to be machine learning, deep learning. Do you have any consideration why that's just a natural application set or process to run in GPUs? I told you it was a softball.
Well, convolution as a math operation is relatively straightforward for a GPU to do. And it was very old science that was that Jeff Hinton at the University of Toronto finally figured out how to do on a GPU. So I'm not sure that I could be more straightforward than saying a scientist recognized that there was an area where AI algorithms now could run fast and complete within finite time. And so NVIDIA built libraries just for that purpose. And then we have AI taking off in image recognition and speech recognition, and now being adopted in HPC science as well.
Excellent. All right, this is a general question, so maybe for each of you to kind of pass it along. And we can start with Duncan because he's got the microphone himself. So surveys, analysts, right? We've been spending a lot of time with analysts this week here at the show, plus any briefing in general. Everyone talks about how surveys and the reports are pointing towards a hybrid cloud. So the question is, how easy is it for an enterprise to implement from your point of view?
Well, hybrid cloud. I don't think it's all that complicated now that we have containerized technology that allows people to take the apps of choice and run them at any scale. We have our partners at Amazon that take us to extreme scale, which is awesome. And then whatever your cluster offers or whatever your desktop offers with containers.
So from a hybrid cloud perspective, there's many decisions people have to make. They have to make a decision on their network and their network infrastructure. They have to make decisions on their storage, on their user identity management. Containers help a lot, but those questions still have to be answered from an enterprise point of view in order to make it seamless. And that's really, it's out of necessity because enterprises don't make these leaps where they say, hey, we're throwing everything out that we're doing right now and we're going to do something completely new in containers. They don't do that. They take this path of migration. And so that's why there are still some challenges, but it's coming along a lot better than it used to.
Yeah, I'd agree with both the comments. The containers make it easier. There's still a overhead in getting started, right? Getting that, we live in that world right now very heavily with our customers where we have to get them up and running. We've got to sort their workflows out. We've got to figure out how they're going to do their data management, how all these rules are going to get configured to make it really consumable and composable. And there is an upfront cost and effort there that we have to spend some time on to get it right so that it just can be very seamless down the road for the customer.
I think one of the interesting things is just the mindset change that it takes. When you look at the history of HPC, and I mean especially what Univa's been so good at and other schedulers is we've had a box, right? We've had a fixed system size box, and the idea is how tightly can you pack that box? We want system efficiencies that are running, in some cases, 95 to 99%. And the whole idea behind the reason you have a scheduler is to make sure that you're efficiently using your resources. Well, the mindset of operating in a hybrid environment is that you've blown the top off that box. So how do you think about things differently when you're not constrained by a specific box and not looking at how tightly you can pack it? And I think that's an area that we need to improve overall at looking how we think about the work that we need to get done in a hybrid environment.
Great, thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Because I've got more. I can keep going, but let's open it up. Anyone have a question for the panel? Don't make it easy.
When do you expect to have DGX2 available from Amazon?
We don't typically talk about when we have future instance types coming.
And I think that's the wrong question because it won't be that. It won't be DGX2. It'll be some other variant that they build purpose-built for their environment, leveraging the underlying hardware that we're now offering in this space.
All right, I'm going to be cognizant of everyone's time. Show floor opens up in a bit. Oh, we would have one more. Go ahead.
How many academic customers do you have in the Amazon cloud?
We have a significant number of academic customers. Again, I hesitate to speak for all our customers, but
Just to compare it to industry versus academic, you must have some ratio, some.
wow. Again, it would be irresponsible for me to even throw out a 1%, 10%, 15%. All I can say is that we support across verticals. We support industry, academia, both government labs and enterprise users. So we're happy to support both the scientists and the researcher at the national laboratories, at the research academies, and across the enterprises, whether they're doing anything from web services to high-performance computing.
All right, then. You want to keep the mic right with Ian. We're going to close out here, but maybe for you guys, your own parting thoughts, best practice, piece of advice, something to give these people as a takeaway.
Sure. As I alluded to, watch this space. We're continuing to improve our infrastructure to ensure that you can have the best quality experience of running HPC on AWS. We fully acknowledge that some customers will continue to operate in a hybrid environment. You made significant capital expenditures that you're going to want to see the value of, as well as there are some tightly coupled workloads that are simply more suited to running in your current environments until we as a cloud providers can get you the suitable infrastructure. So operating in a hybrid environment is something that we see for the near future, and we encourage you to work with our partners and ourselves as we support you in that.
Yeah, I think we've talked a lot about some new technologies that we weren't talking about a year ago, and I think things have changed pretty dramatically for both what our customers want to see and what we're delivering to help them get there. I think we've got a big release plan for late summer, early fall that's going to be pretty dramatic and bring a lot more capabilities to make things easier. I think our vision is to get to an easy button for hybrid cloud. It's kind of nirvana. Maybe we won't quite get there, but certainly we want it to be easier to migrate to hybrid cloud. We don't want all of the upfront effort involved to get there. So the more we can work with our partners like Amazon and with the data management vendors to have that easy button, the better it's going to be, and I think you'll see us on that path.
What I think is interesting is that a lot of industry, and especially they are adopting hybrid cloud environments. We have customers doing it with Amazon and with other cloud vendors. So they've made that decision. And, as Ian pointed out, it's no longer how big can your cluster be or how efficiently can the scheduler fill up that cluster. It's an economic question. It's like, how much money does that project team have, right, to run in the cloud environment? Because you can do it. You can scale up as needed.
I'm inspired by, we're in a period now where people are discovering what they can do with artificial intelligence within their science or within their business application. Hybrid cloud means you can perform experiments in sort of a friction-free environment. It's kind of a big change compared to the dot-com days where everybody was trying to get an internet strategy, but it always implied that you deployed big iron in those days. Now we don't have to. So the rate of adoption in this space is really something to watch and be part of.